July 21st, 9:21 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3. Good morning, Mr. Wright. Good morning. Chipper as ever this morning, you see. I'm just thankful we actually get to have a trial for Orca. As a matter of fact, I ran a few laps around the courthouse to get extra pumped. I splashed my face with some water to get the sleep out of my eyes. I also queued up the Swashbuckler video week, so watch it anytime. That's good. Thanks. Just might help our case. By the way, you some serious dark circles. Did you stay up late watching this? What? Me? No, just woke up early, that's all. Guess I need to cover them up. I get ragged on as it is enough. I get ragged on enough as it is by Prosecutor Blackquill. Speaking of being pumped, I'm pretty fired up for this trial too. It's been a while. That explains why your hair is spikier than usual. I mean, look at it. It's all super pokey and prickly and stuff. It's amazing. That was a compliment, right? Good luck, Mr. Nick. I'll be cheering for you on the gallery. Thanks, Pearls. It's been so long, I'm actually a little nervous. Good morning, Mr. Lawyer. Oh, Mr. Rhymes, you came to watch the trial? Yeah, Celeste was back at the aquarium with the Orca. So I thought I'd better come here to watch for her. But don't you worry, we're gonna win for Orca. Isn't that right, boss? Right, one unprecedented trial coming up. July 21st, 9:30 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 4. Day 1, court is now in session. All rise. Court is now in session for the trial of Orca Shipley. The bench is ready, Your Honor. Must be White's words on this. Prosecutor Simon Blackquill. Known as the Twisted Samurai, he's a prosecutor who's also a convicted felon. So he never conducted a trial without his loyal hawk Taka by his side. Mr. Wright, it's been quite a while since I've seen you like that. The lawyerman shoots you. You look younger somehow. Thank you, Your Honor, and you look as young as ever yourself. Well, I have to keep up with you folks after all. By the way, has the defendant arrived in the court yet? Surely you jest, Your Baldness. Did you not receive the memo? Defendant Orca Shipley is an orca at the ship aquarium. An orca? Arrangements for this trial were made only yesterday, so I didn't have time to review. But an orca is a defendant. It's patently absurd. Director comments to the defense. He's the absurd fellow who insisted on defending the orca in court in the first place. Absurd or not, I'll carry out my duty to defend my client. Your duty to defend your crying aunt don't mean your crying orca, Mr. Wright. But to proceed, we must treat the orca as which any other defendant. Every soul, be it man or beast, is of equal value. The question is whether that soul is painted black or white. Take Taka, for example. He is human in spirit as you or I. The real question is, am I in... am I in for more pain? As always... Orca or not, I suppose the defendant is still a defendant. I ought to render my verdict fairly and impartially. Now then, Prosecutor Blackquill, your opening statements, if you would. I suppose I can hardly leave it to someone who knew nothing of the defendant. Very well, listen carefully. The Orca murdered the owner of the ship aquarium in the aquarium's Orca pool. The Orca apparently once toyed with the victim mercilessly as he died. But it's a sadistic Orca with a chilling thought. Where exactly is the defendant now? Inside this... a cell phone, Prosecutor Blackquill. Time marches on, Your Baldness, with or without us. I borrowed this TV phone from the aquarium, which allows us to interact with the Orca. A TV phone? Very well. The court accepts into evidence. Interesting. Okay. Be able to view the defendant in the question on this large monitor. Wright, prepare for transmission. Haha, you had a Prosecutor Blackquill. Oh, yeah, there you go. Proceed with the defendant on telecast. So that's the Orca that stands accused, is it not? Oh, she's waving her flipper at us. Maybe she's cheering us on. Oh, I wish Phoenix and Tina luck. Oh, it's quite cute, isn't it? This adorable creature suspected of killing a man. Oh, it's really pulling on the charm, huh? She's far from cute. She's a violent, reckless animal. That's right. The name's Baba Fulbright, and I'll take over the explaining from here. If I could direct your attention to this diagram of the crime scene. Following the report of an Orca attack, we the police raced on over to Shipshape Aquarium. There we find a guest who says she saw the Orca and the victim from the visitors' corridor. When this was watching, the Orca suddenly went crazy and attacked the victim. There was only one there. Therefore, no one else could have committed the crime. It's not quite finished, but I have a portion of the autopsy report here. Huh. Interesting. I can't imagine the terror of being attacked underwater by such a large creature. But attack it did. Prepare yourself for the grisly details, your boldness. Prosecution moves to induce our witness. Fulbright. You got a press for Blackwell, a justice we trust. One brave lady who is frightened to the justice compelled her to speak. Coming right up. Why don't you make me wait? Don't you know I'm a busy woman? Could wait an entire book all the time I spit in that lobby. Buzzer to Blackwell. Well... I'm Roy and I'm a nonfiction writer. Am I the only one who isn't telepathic here? Look, she can read into people's words as well as she can read into people's hearts. Not everything needs to be a competition, if you know. What? Nora de Plume? The Wright nonfiction writer and Miss Nora de Plume herself. I've read all of your works and enjoyed them immensely. Your million seller, The Great Grief of the Great Thief is one of my favorites. Oh, are you a fan, Your Honor? I'll give you my autograph if you like. Wait a second. I could swear you look just much different in the photos in your book. Well, I used one from 10 years ago in my book, so the paparazzi won't harass me. They didn't seem so shocked. The little disconnect was really going number on his honor's head. Can I get started, please? I find to be lacking as a judge. You'll see it if you did my books. Such harsh comments. You really must be the real Nombre de Plume. We knew Mr. Plume was so famous. Enough jabbering. Tell the court what you saw and keep it brief. I would take it not to me around. I'm perfectly willing to tell everyone what I witnessed. It was the moment of the murder. Very well then. Please proceed with your testimony. Moment of the murder. Went to Shipshape Aquarium to see the killer whale. I was watching the killer whale from the visitor's corridor and suddenly went crazy. I saw the killer whale bite the victim to death with its huge mouth and deadly teeth. Tell me to remain calm, I reported the witness to the police immediately. The adorable defendant really did all that. It can be much more violent than it looks. I live your judgment, so I may carry out the sentence.
Objection!
The defense would like to do some defending first, so that's alright. Let's you dread this out with your tomfoolery. If it's always has the right to cross-examine the witness, you know. Fellow inmate told me this just this morning. You want something signed, all you have to use a document and a witness. Let me guess, they were convicted for contract fraud, right? All we need in this case is the evidence and the witness to convict. It's as simple as that. Looks like I guessed right. Sorry, but as Miss Sykes said, Fitz is the right to cross-examine. Isn't that right, Your Honor? Yes, of course. You may proceed with your cross-examination, Mr. Wright. I shall relish the sight of you thrashing around in vain. It really is much better with the tink-tink of the cuffs, I will say. Anyway. Went to see the killer whale. I got crazy. I mean, I had a peek at this earlier, but it didn't die. Died from head trauma, not being eaten to death, necessarily. I might be jumping the gun a little, but I don't think I am. I'm just gonna do that.
Objection!
Seem that you were mistaken, Mr. Plume. I beg your pardon. Autopsy report doesn't need to say death thought to be a result of an Orca attack. But the actual cause of death is contusion from head trauma, not being bitten. What? But I'm sure the victim was bitten. I don't believe that can be true. Security footage doesn't show anything of the kind.
Objection!
Just as I suspected. I knew you would peek at the footage behind Fulbright's back. Well, what do you expect when you wouldn't play nice and chair? But unfortunately for you, the footage you saw was only one small part. Huh? Yesterday, after I decided to take this case to trial, I reviewed all of the evidence. Talk of the evidence I gave you for safekeeping. Guess that Hawk is higher on the pecking order than Fulbright in Blackhole's book. Very well. Let's review the footage. What's this? The Orca is biting the victim. No way. I have to say, this appears to be the very damning evidence. Well. No, I can't believe Orca really bit him. There's more. Look at this. Photograph was taken while the body was being examined. There seemed to be a strange bruise on the victim's right wrist. Now the crime examined the bruise and calculate its relevance to the case at hand. What's important right now is the evidence that points to the Orca as the killer. Look at the left side of the body. See the Orca's tooth marks in the victim's clothes. Yes, they do appear to suggest that she did in fact bite the victim. Oh, that's not good. Told you so. The killer was time up to serve with the victim in its mouth.
Objection!
However, in the autopsy report, the cause of death is contusion from head trauma.
Objection!
Pretty much to impetus, right, so no. Granted, the Orca biting the victim was not the cause of death. The witness was mistaken about that. What explanation is there for the witness I saw? Don't seem to be the Orca was told with the victim mercilessly. My goodness. After killing the victim, the defendant swam around with the dead body in her mouth. Taking together for the trying with this prey. Mr. Wright, the hearts of the people in the gallery are suddenly filled with fear. Fear of Orla. The defendant bit the victim after she had killed him. That's the case. We must still figure out how the defendant killed the victim. Professor Blackwell, do you have a sound theory to give to this court? I wouldn't be standing here if I couldn't prove whether Orca's heart was black or white. No, that's black and white. Your body, I mean. Athena, please write it to Professor Blackwell. Let's also preserve the actual moment of the murder. Think back, word mistress. Think back to what you observed before the Orca bit the victim. I see what you're driving at. So that was the true moment of the murder, was it? Now explain in a way that even these simpletons can understand. Here you go again, order me around. Stop that this instant. But whatever, I don't mind telling my story. I saw the killer well before it told you the body as well. I saw the moment it killed the victim by headbutting him. Or that killed the victim by headbutting him. That's right, it rammed the victim over and over again. Cold autopsy report stated that there are bruises all over his body. Recall as well how present the defendant can be when she's attacking her prey. I also saw the killer whale headbutting the victim in the footage, don't forget. That footage backed up Mr. Plume's testimony, but it's also something very important it does not show. How do you see how menace to this killer whale is?
Objection!
I'm sorry, but I can't allow your testimony to stand unchallenged. Looking at this footage, Orca certainly seems to be headbutting something. You note that something is not the victim. Oh. What? I want to look away, but I can't. If it was the victim, you couldn't have seen him from where you were, could you? What? Oh, well, I suppose not. Mr. Bloom, you actually witnessed the victim getting headbutted by the defendant. Well, let's see. Oh, I remember now. As I recall, a rock in the shape of a skull was disrupting my view. So you're admitting that you couldn't see the victim? Yes, I suppose I am. However, immediately after that headbutting, the victim came floating up. Came up from behind the skull-shaped rock, and his body was limp. What else could I think except the killer whale headbutted the victim?
Objection!
We can actually see the moment of the attack itself, that it's pure conjecture.
Objection!
Must I do everything around here? How do you speak so rudely to me? There's no need for hysterics. Clear your mind and recall how you reached your conclusion. Although you couldn't see what Orca was attacking, you didn't need to, did you? Because you knew what she was behaving... Because you knew she was behaving exactly as she has 1 year prior. Oh. 1 year ago. That's right. That's it. That's how I knew the killer whale was headbutting the victim. I'm sorry, but could someone explain exactly what happened a year ago? You must know, a very similar incident occurred only last year, in which the defendant murdered her trainer. What? The Orca murdered her trainer, you say? What? Is this really true? It's looking good for us. It's all in this book. That book, the Killer Whale. That's Mr. Bloom's latest work. I'm just saying you're picking that up. I see. Last year, the defendant killed her trainer in the middle of a show. Orca headbutt and bit the victim. And she's accused of in this case. But Orca killed 2 people! The thing is a menace! Guilty, I say! I don't want to go to the beach again! That's not necessarily related, but alright. No, now everyone's more convinced that Orla did it. We were doing so well, but now everyone in the room has a bad impression of Orla. I don't want to think she did it. But it's hard to keep on believing in someone who can't even tell me which side. Phoenix, Athena, you gotta believe in Orla. There's no way she killed anybody. You gotta save her. Please, I'm begging you. Sasha, what am I doing doubting my client like this? This is time to be strong. I believe in Orla, and I'm ready to fight for our clients. I'll take everybody in this courtroom if I have to. Don't worry, Sasha. We won't give up on Orla. We'll defend her to the very end. Thank you. Thank you, both of you. We are Orla's lawyers. Who else but us can save her? We can't give up on her now. For instance, there, you were afraid of the Orca, weren't you? Right, don't know. When you saw the photograph of the victim from a year ago, you turned paler than me. Saw right through me. It's obvious you have neither the guts nor the determination to defend the Orca. She that Orla can't speak, and I don't know her thoughts. There's a certain someone who believes in Orla with all her heart. I respect the trust she has in Orla, so I'm willing to believe in Orla too. What do you know about Orcas? Nothing, that's what. So let me to fill you in. Do you have any idea why Orcas are also called killer whales? Because they are cunning and merciless predators that hunt and kill every true whales. So, killer whales really are killers. We're terrifying creatures indeed. Can't bear to hear any more rubbish trusting a killer, can you, your baldness? No matter what you say, I'll continue to believe. I don't give up that easily, you know. Dullard, you don't know when to give up, do you? Very well, I shall give you a chance to prove just how determined you are. Witness, spare no quarter and lay the full truth on them. Oh, but of course. That's what I do, after all. Oscar Blackwell, what does the witness testify about? So I testify about what she saw and what she heard. What she heard? Very well. Mr. Bloom, please tell the court what you saw and what you heard. Alright. I suppose next time we will get into what she saw and what she heard. Actually, this time, instead of just assuming things happened. But before that, I would like to check this book. Oh, it's just a picture of... Okay, good. Great. Alright. Yes, so next time, we'll come back and continue her cross-examination. Also, why is her scarf moving? There's no wind in court. This isn't the broken one, where that could be feasible. What gives? Anyway, until next time.